The decision that the county commission made, I guess 11 or 12 years ago, really has catapulted the community, that we have been able to double the tourism industry. We're talking about over $500 million of additional economic impact into this community.
The Hamilton County Board of Commissioners made the decision to let the hotel motel tax go to the Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's been a great investment. If you look at, it's been about $7.8 million. It's been used to actually leverage over $1 billion into our economy, create these 8,700 jobs here in Hamilton County.
The growth of the tourist industry has helped the county and the city so much in the revenues that was created from tourism that we didn't have to build more schools for, we didn't have to build more hospitals for, because tourism is come in, spend their money, and go back home, and go to school back home.
I think one of the things that maybe sometimes people don't understand about the lodging tax, and it makes sense, but it's being paid by visitors, folks who are coming into our community, spending time here, spending money here.
It's $1 billion industry, and as a result of that, it generates a lot of sales tax to restaurants and hotels, and so that in turn turns into $12 million to our schools on an annual basis. So the impact is really phenomenal in terms of what it does to help out the taxpayers of Hamilton County.
The CVB spends about $8 million a year, and the return on that to Chattanooga is about $1 billion in tourism. So I would take that return any day of the week.
When you have this many tourists that are in our downtown area or throughout Hamilton County, I mean, not only are they spending a lot of money, right, that we talked about, but hopefully it's going to be a cleaner downtown, a safer downtown, a friendlier downtown, and all of that makes it a better community for everybody.
When we recruit in major industries, or industries period, it was always good to have something good to show them. Take them to the aquarium, take them to the art galleries, take them to downtown. And we wouldn't have had the success we've had if it had still been that dirty little downtrodden town, but it's not anymore. It's a vibrant community that's doing well.
New businesses look to go to a place where their workers want to live. And, you know, if you're a place where people want to visit, you're obviously a place people want to live. And we have been able to find that balance wonderfully.
The two most important jobs you'll have in your life is your first job and your career job. And tourism provides both of those for people to get started. My two sisters worked at Ruby Falls growing up. I worked at the Incline growing up. So I think that's gave us a start in our work ethic as we serviced visitors to our city.
I speak from personal experience. My first job was as a desk clerk. And, you know, I made minimum wage as a desk clerk. Well, I was able to then get promoted to night auditor, then to controller, ultimately to manager. And, you know, and my story is not unusual. You know, first jobs are very important. And there's not many industries where you can go so quickly from being a desk clerk, the low-level entry job, to not only running things, but owning things. I mean, it is a great opportunity, and one that many people in our community have been able to take advantage of.
It's not just housekeeping jobs and server jobs at the restaurants. We're talking about it goes all the way to executive positions. So it's a broad spectrum of jobs that are created by our tourism industry. Let's not forget that.
Had it not been for the CVB and the incredible accomplishments that I've seen, my brother and I would never have come downtown and taken on the investments that we have now got underway as far as Pine Street and Chestnut Street.
I mean, I just think it's so important to continue to invest in tourism in this community because it's a big part of our overall economy and the industry in general. So tourism is a huge economic impact to every single citizen in Chattanooga. It's not just about the hoteliers and restaurants and businesses that are in downtown. It's also about being outside of downtown in the suburban areas from Hamilton Place and other areas as well. And it affects every single citizen in Hamilton County.
My daddy taught me a lot of things, and one of the lessons he taught me is if it's working pretty well, don't mess it up.
I mean, if you just look at the metrics of where we were 15 to 20 years ago prior to Bob in the role that he's been in, you know, we were just really known as a city that people would just pass by. I can't tell you how many people would tell me that, oh, I used to come to Chattanooga on my way from Michigan down to Florida, and we would stop by and go see some of the attractions. And now we are truly a destination city. We're going to miss him, and we wish him all the best in his future endeavors.
I especially want to thank Bob Doak for what he's done. He led the charge to get us over this incredible number, and we'll always be indebted to him for the great job he's done.
He has set the foundation for the growth that for the next 5 to 10 years, should we have a possibility of doubling again in the next 10 years, in my opinion.
Well, I hate to see Bob retire. I certainly wish he and his family well. He's served his community well. He's done a good job. He's been creative. He's a good detail person.
Well, I've known Bob Doak for many years, but the most notable experience was watching him play matchmaker between the World Triathlon Corporation and McKee Foods. And the result of that was that Little Debbie sponsored the Ironman Triathlon, and Sunbelt Bakery sponsored the Ironman 70.3 Triathlon. And this culminated in Chattanooga also hosting the World Championship 70.3 Triathlon, which it's the only city in the world that has all three of those events in 1 year.
Well, it's been a privilege and an honor to be able to work with Bob Doak and what he's been able to do with the tourism industry here in Hamilton County. And basically what he's done, he's taken it and doubled it in the size of the amounts of money that are brought into Hamilton County. You know, we know there's about 3.5 million people that come in to visit the different venues here in Hamilton County. Bob's been very successful at recruiting events such as the Head of the Hooch, such as the Ironman, and numerous sporting events, too many to mention. And again, this is because of their marketing, their aggressive style in which they do this. And I don't believe any of that could have been possible without the leadership, and the strong leadership, I should add, of Bob Doak.
Well, Bob worked for me for 10 years before he left me to go run the CVB. So I've known Bob for almost 30 years. And, you know, people have no idea how many of these events happen. For example, there was a great article in Sunday's newspaper about why we've become to be such a large force for Ironman. And certainly the community is the reason. But how did we get to that first Ironman? I assure you it was because of Bob Doak's efforts. People don't realize he had to go get the engagement of the city. He had to get the engagement of the county. He had to get contributions from the state government. He had to get the medical community to step up, and we'll be recognizing their contributions to Ironman today. He had to get all the hotels to agree to give some money. You know, nobody sees this happen. All we know is Ironman's here. It and so many other events are here due to the work of Bob Doak. Thanks, Bob.
Bob, I'm really sorry I cannot be there in person today, but I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you and all the people gathered around you in this way. Todd tells me you're bailing on us. You ride the coattails of others for a couple of years, things get going pretty well, and you're hitting the road. The fact of the matter is, you've had a great ride over these last 35 years in the tourism and hospitality business, and a very impressive 15 years with the Chattanooga Visitors Bureau. Your hard work has made Chattanooga a destination that draws people and businesses from across the country and around the world. You've been instrumental to our city's success, no doubt. I wish you all the best and know you will enjoy the extra time with your family and just doing things you enjoy doing. I personally want to thank you for your friendship and support and all that we've attempted to do. You are a good friend. You have been a remarkable leader in the position you're in. We are a better city because of your service. We will miss you, but we all wish you very well. Thank you.